All right, we're talking about, we touched on this a few times, basketball officiating.
Yeah.
How did that start?
Well, I love high school basketball because, it's because when you went to Boy Buchanan, uh, you loved to go and watch your friends play. And then
Yes.
after you played, I loved going and watching you. And I mean, I'd give referees the devil. I mean, I holler and scream at them, just give them bad time. And somebody said, "Well, what would you ref?" And I got to where they would ask volunteers to referee the B team games.
That's
So
right. You
yeah,
did referee the.
uh,
I remember getting called out of class, and it just hit me. You think hit me. Al Simmons came and called me out of class and got me to come to his office, and he goes, "Call your daddy and tell him we need to go." I remember that. Okay, so that's how you started.
yeah.
Okay.
And then so I thought, well, I'd love to do it. So I got to doing it, and that's how it started. I really liked it. But you have to be real thin skinned about that. That's, you know, like I told him when I got in the city council, this is not pressure at all. Referee basketball games is where the rubber meets the road.
Worst experience as referee as far as the fans. Did you ever have a real bad experience?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it was one thing, and youth refereeing too. And we remember we got asked to referee a charity game or something over at Red Bank.
Yes, I do
Remember
remember
that
that.
big
Yes,
guy that was,
yes.
and
Oh yeah.
and he was a member of the church too. And he gave us, and I quit right after that because I thought I started asking him to go outside and settle. I got so mad, and I said, Lord, if this makes me want to do something that wrong and that bad, I don't need to be doing that. So I quit for a while, and then people encouraged me to get back, and you did too,
Yeah.
get back with a different attitude, and I did. I said I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna have fun,
Hmm.
and I did. So, but that's really the only. That was a bad experience in every game, but that one was. I was so mad. Here we are giving our free time and he one call, and buddy, he just went crazy on us.
Well, I think back about the referee days, and I now, like, even when I watch a game
Hmm.
or I'm there for other people's kids or whatever, nothing ever phases me. Like the winning and losing and all that,
Yeah,
because you're past it now, and you're like, it doesn't matter. And I see the guys get worked up about it. Now the referees, I feel for all of them.
yeah,
I've went down on the court when friends of mine that still referee that we knew and talked to them,
yeah,
at halftime or whatever. And some of the people, there was a guy at Red Bank on the sideline. Like he sat right at the bottom, old guy, old at the time when we were younger,
yeah,
but he would call me meathead or something and just scream like everything. Well, I was exhausted at halftime, so I walked over and sat down right beside him because he was at the bottom,
yeah.
seat. So I sat down right beside him, and we just sat there, and I waited. I got up and, hand to God, I went to take the ball out right in front of him. He goes, "Well, you gonna do it better now, meathead?" I mean, it's like he took halftime too. He's like, "I'll take halftime," and now where it's on. See, we started back up,
Yeah.
but it wouldn't bother me today a bit. Well, as long as there was security there, because I'd be making some people mad, because I'd just start throwing people out just for the heck of it.
Yeah.
You're out, you're out, you're out. But I'm curious. You just went and saw last night Jimmy's
Yeah.
daughter play. Okay, I'm curious to get out there and watch referees and basketball now because I love just to go watch, see how they're doing. Did you watch? Did you ref watch any?
Oh, definitely. Every time, ever since, even after I quit and everything, I go to watch the game, but I also watch the referee. You're watching two games.
Yes, yes,
You're watching
yeah.
them and the game.
Yeah, because I thought, now I don't. You didn't think you were that great of a referee. I thought you were an incredible referee, but also you were a great teacher. Like you taught well. Like you taught me like you're
Yeah.
like, oh, you got to do this, get that, and then you made me go to camp, and that was amazing because I went to camp 2 summers in a row, and I come back blowing a hard whistle and thought I was all of that. Of course, it take a couple of parents, so the coaches will take you right back down.
Yeah.
But I never saw you as much as what I couldn't believe when I watched you ref is I couldn't believe that I'd seen this guy that couldn't ever hold his temper, always was mad. Something went wrong, day's shot. I just knew the rest of you weren't
Yeah.
speaking. And you got out there and you might have been agitated, but you handled it. You know, like when I saw you go to council, like when they got that shot of you in the paper of you pointing at somebody
Yeah.
and got mad, and I go, okay, that's my boy. He's still alive. But you always handled it at games. Like I couldn't believe that you could put up with it and still be fine afterwards. You know.
Yeah. Jesus takes a lot of that stupidity out of you. And you know, as a Christian, like I said, it's a way of life, and people watch you. And I don't want them to think that I'm one of those. You know, I'm a good Christian at church, but when I get out here in public, I show myself.
Oh
So
yeah.
you're always, representing Jesus Christ out there.
Well, you know, a lot of people, I think, when it comes to sports with parents and whatnot, I don't think they understand that at all. There was never a time, you know, like when Jake played football, stuff went, or when even Blaine was participating, wrestling, whatnot. Nobody ever heard a peep out of me. You know, like I never, and I didn't. We loved it, but see, you and I were different. We loved it. You know, like
Yeah,
every game,
yeah,
every wrestling match,
yeah,
everything was awesome. Well, they didn't think it was. They didn't carry it that important. I just said participate.
yeah.
I couldn't expect them to, love the game like I did. But yeah, the Red Bank thing sticks out in my mind. They were yelling this as we were going out the door.
Yeah, yeah.
It was, and then they would tell us not to do the Y League, but we would go do it anyway
Oh,
because it's
yeah.
money. You know, you
Yeah.
got to make money. I wasn't worried about being a professional referee, but those for me were tough. The grown men that would get on you. You know,
Oh yeah, they get up there and pray before the game.
yes, it was.
Like they were demons. The devil would get into it. No, they took it too serious.
What's funny is that we played, I had a men's team that played basketball in the Y League. And one day we finished at the downtown Y, and the other guys just didn't like us. A lot of times, for whatever reason, they knew I was your son, and I don't know why that was some sort of, I don't know what they thought, but they were all over me. We played against them. Well, the team that got on us and had issue, a referee didn't show up, but the next game, and I said, I'll jump in. And I said, I can do it. I'm a referee. And they rolled their eyes. Well, they won. And afterwards, they come over and said, well, we thought you were going to cheat us. But, man, you did us right, And I go, well, maybe you could just leave me alone now. I said, of course I threw calls your way. But, no, when you got into it, what was the biggest challenge, you think, that you faced with when you went out there? Like, I loved it, to be honest. Like, I loved it when we got to referee together. But what was the biggest challenge as far as like, some guys, I can't name, I'm not going to name names, but some guys would like end up talking to the crowd. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
How is it that because you might have been different on the inside than you showed on the outside, but you always navigated through. But what was the biggest challenge, you think, out there? Was it the fans or the coach, or did you ever get bothered letting the game get away? Which I never thought you let the game get away.
Well, it bothers you, but you can't let it show it. And we were taught. They taught us good. Said you make a call, get the ball, get the game started back. Mm-hmm. And because people forget that call, just worry about the game. So that's basically the way I looked at it, and that I wasn't cheating. I might be a bad official, but I wasn't cheating, and I wasn't gonna take sides because I work with guys that I knew were cheating for a certain team, and I hated it. I tried to be as impartial as I could. Because it meant a lot to me. Until, because I am different. And like I said, Mexico's always been an open season. They wouldn't holler at the blacks or white guy they knew, but that Mexican, we call him anything.
It was. I think it was open season on Mexicans. I will confess to this. I should before I die. When I did Boyd's B team games, now Coach Cole always loved it when I would do his middle school games because I thought I did a good job. I do the best I can. Let's put it that way. I didn't think I was a great referee, but the B team games, there was a certain tall guy. We weren't going to say who he was. We called him Big Something, but anyway, they were part of the Red Bank crew at one time. Yeah. The kids or whatever. Well, when I did the Boyd B team games, now I did this. Well, okay, I'm going to rationalize. I made it hard on them. But the reason I did that was I was teaching them a lesson in this sense. We are supposed to be above this. It's a B team game. I had never done that in a varsity game. But we're supposed to be above this. And they were playing Temple. and they got it down tight at the end. And Rick Perry was coaching, and one of the kids, Big Red, and a lot of people know who that is. His kid came inside at the end with it tied, and the big kid for Temple just, I mean, he should have been arrested for the assault he put on him. And there was no whistle from me, and it went the other way. And Rick was like, "No, Mr. Ref, about here." I said, "Well, I just have to let him play. No, I did that on purpose because that was revenge." And here's my point. You never would do that. I don't think.
No.
Now we can all keep our own secrets here, but did they not ever think about that they would see us again? It's almost like the coaches thought, we'll see you again, and we're going to do this, and we're going to tell what's his name not to ref. You're not going to referee anymore. But I was thinking, oh, you're going to see me again, and I can do whatever I want. Can you not? Can you not dictate a game as a referee?
Absolutely, absolutely. I was telling somebody one time, said, look, if you want to cheat for a certain team, you're out there refereeing. Through the games, you see who fouls, who gets fouled, who can make their free throws. You can call a foul every time that kid that can't shoot free throws. And as soon as that guy gets close to him, call a foul on him, put him on the line, it's like a turnover.
And it looks like you're for one team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It looks legitimate.
Yeah.
But he's not going to, especially the little kids.
Yeah.
That ball's not reaching the goal.
That's right.
And they don't understand. And again, trust me, we didn't make look, thinking back now, I could have mapped out a game at halftime and said, here's how they're going to lose. But I never would do that. I never cost anybody a game. I did cost Boyd that B team game that time. But I did it for a reason, because we had gotten heckled. Revenge it's tough when it comes back.
Yeah.
but these are people I knew. These are people that are Christians, and they needed to wake up. Things like that. Look, I've seen our guys out at certain games where they said they're our rival and being way out of line, and I'm like, that's not what we're about. When it comes down to it, that's not what sportsmanship is supposed to be. Now, you're talking about a guy that never shook hands after football games, but I'm saying
that's war.
Yeah, that's war. That's a whole different ballgame. But the referee days were amazing. If my knees weren't bad right now, I would be out there refereeing today. I would. Now, probably I say that, and then I get out there and that's Rico's son. He's take him down. But no, I was, and I don't know about you, but I loved referee camp. They were the biggest crap takers on the planet, and we get there together. It's a ball. It is fun until you have to go meet those geezers that were up there, watching us. But that was one of the coolest things that to go up there and after a game, and of course in my game is the girls were having camp there, and I let it get out of hand. Me and a girl that were refereeing and had the awfulest fight you ever saw. And to walk up those stairs to go see them, I said, they're probably going to send us home to take our patches. But did you ever get to where in any game to where you thought, it's going to get ugly after the game?
Yeah. But then, especially if you've got a bad partner.
Yeah.
If you got a bad partner, you will have a horrible game because you're trying to do your job and his too. You wind up doing a bad game.
At the meeting and said, if you have a bad partner, you can't make it up. You're going down. Yeah. And I'd have certain guys show up and I'd go, it's going to be a long one. Here was the worst. The worst was middle school, when they would insist on playing 8-minute quarters.
Yes.
The difference in 8 and 6 is a lifetime.
Yes.
It is a lifetime. After an 8-minute quarter elementary or middle school game, I needed a nap. And I didn't drink. If I did, I would have needed an adult beverage.
Well, the coaches, that shows you how immature and thoughtless coaches are. That 6-minute instead of 8-minute was for the kids.
Yes, it was.
But they didn't care. They wanted their ego. They wanted to play.
Remember the guy over it at the meeting? He goes, "Okay, here it is one more time. Either not 7, it has to be 6 or 8." We were like, the law, the TSAA law says 6 minutes,
right.
But they were letting us go. I don't know why we didn't just revolt. I really should, before a game, said, "Look, I'm not calling this game if it's 8 minutes," because people like listening to us has never done that would go, "What's 2 more minutes?" Oh no, it's a lifetime.
Especially middle school.
Middle school girls.
Oh, well. But getting back to partners, and like I said, it was always open season for the Mexican guy. Yeah. Remember Sal Randay?
Yes.
He was
as a manager for the Lookouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he was Mr. Loveman's,
Yeah.
cover of.
Oh yeah, good looking guy.
Me and him were refereeing, and I mean, they were giving me that one, and I stopped and I said, "Hey." I said, "Look, there's two of us out here. I'm not the only one refereeing. Y'all never say anything to him."
Today I would probably take a microphone at halftime and said, "I'm going to talk to." It'd have been like a WWE event because I'd have to talk to him at halftime, probably get him stroked up. So,
but Sal, he was great. He was quiet. But yeah, every time I did something, they give me the devil. I said, "There's two of us out here."